The past perfect tense is used to talk about an action that happened before another action in the past. It helps us to clearly indicate the sequence of events, making our storytelling more precise and understandable. Imagine you are telling a story. You want to make sure your listeners understand the order in which things happened. This is especially important when the events are closely related or when one event sets the stage for another. You need a way to show what happened first. Without a clear indication, your story might become confusing. The past perfect tense helps you to establish a clear timeline. This is where the past perfect tense comes in. It acts as a marker, showing that one event was completed before another began. This is crucial for clarity in both writing and speaking. Think of it like this. You have two events in the past. One happened before the other. The past perfect tense helps you to highlight the event that occurred first, making the sequence of events clear. The past perfect highlights the event that happened earlier. It uses the structure had plus the past participle of the main verb. This combination signals that the action was completed before another past action. For example, I had eaten dinner before I watched the movie. This sentence clearly shows that the action of eating dinner was completed before the action of watching the movie began. This means eating dinner happened before watching the movie. The past perfect tense makes this sequence clear and easy to understand. The past perfect is formed using had plus the past participle of the main verb. For example, had eaten, had finished, had seen. This structure is consistent and helps to clearly indicate the sequence of events. Don't worry, we'll explain that more in the next section. Understanding the past perfect tense will greatly improve your ability to communicate past events clearly and effectively. This timeline visually shows how the past perfect works. By placing events in a clear sequence, you can see how one action sets the stage for another. The action of eating dinner comes before watching the movie. The past perfect tense helps to make this sequence clear, ensuring that your listeners or readers understand the order of events. Let's break down the structure of the past perfect tense. It's simpler than it sounds. The formula is had plus past participle. The past participle is often formed by adding ed to the base verb, like walked, talked, or watched. However, some verbs are irregular and have different past participles, like go, gone, eat, eaten, and see, seen. Here are some examples. Positive, I had finished my work. Negative, she had not gone to the store yet. Question, had you seen that movie before? As you can see, the structure remains the same regardless of the subject or whether it's a positive, negative, or question form. One of the primary uses of the past perfect is to clarify the order of events in the past. This is especially helpful when you're telling a story or recounting a series of events. For example, when I arrived at the party, everyone had already left. In this sentence, it's clear that the action of everyone leaving the party happened before the speaker arrived. The past perfect had left signals this sequence of events. Here's another example. The train had just departed when I reached the station. Again, the past perfect had departed tells us that the train leaving occurred before the speaker's arrival at the station. The past perfect tense often goes hand in hand with words like before and after to further emphasize the sequence of past actions. Before, she had finished her homework before she went out to play. This sentence clearly shows that finishing homework happened before going out to play. The use of before strengthens this temporal relationship. After I'd eaten lunch, I took a nap. Similarly, this sentence indicates that eating lunch occurred before taking a nap. The word after highlights this order of events. Remember, even without before or after, the past perfect itself implies that the action happened before another past action. However, using these words can make your writing clearer and more emphatic. Section 5. Duration with the past perfect for and since. In this section, we will delve into how these two prepositions are used to indicate the duration of actions that were ongoing in the past and continued up to another point in the past. You can use the past perfect to talk about how long something had been happening before another past action. This is particularly useful when you want to set the scene or provide background information in a narrative. We often use for and since to express this duration. For is used to indicate a period of time, such as hours, days, months, or even years. On the other hand, since is used to refer to a specific point in time when the action started. For example, they had been dating for 2 years before they got engaged. This sentence tells us that the couple's dating period lasted for 2 years before their engagement. This sentence tells us that the couple's dating period lasted for 2 years before their engagement. The use of for here helps to quantify the duration of their relationship before the significant event of getting engaged. The past perfect continuous, had been dating, emphasizes the ongoing nature of the action. It shows that the action was in progress for a certain period of time and was not just a one-time event. Another example is, I hadn't seen her since we graduated high school. In this case, since is used to indicate the specific point in time when the action of not seeing her started. Here, the past perfect, hadn't seen, indicates that the speaker had not seen the other person from the time of their high school graduation up to a specific point in the past. This use of since helps to pinpoint the exact moment when the action began. Using for or since with the past perfect provides a time frame and context for the duration of the action. It allows the speaker to convey how long something had been happening and when it started, adding depth and clarity to the narrative. By mastering the use of for and since with the past perfect, you can enhance your storytelling and provide your audience with a clearer understanding of the sequence and duration of events. This is a powerful tool in both written and spoken English. Remember, for is used for durations and since is used for specific starting points. Practice using these in your sentences to become more fluent and precise in your communication. With consistent practice, you'll find that using for and since with the past perfect becomes second nature, allowing you to express past durations effortlessly and accurately. Section 6. The past perfect with adverbs already, just, yet. In this section, we will explore how these adverbs interact with the past perfect tense to convey specific nuances in time and action. Understanding these adverbs can significantly enhance your grasp of English grammar and improve your communication skills. The past perfect tense often pairs with adverbs like already, just, and yet to provide additional nuance and meaning to past actions. These adverbs help to clarify the timing and sequence of events, making your sentences more precise and informative. Let's delve into each of these adverbs and see how they function within the past perfect tense. Already. When I arrived, they had already eaten dinner. This adverb indicates that the action was completed before another action in the past. It emphasizes that the dinner was finished prior to the speaker's arrival, leaving no ambiguity about the sequence of events. This sentence conveys that the action of eating dinner was completed before the speaker's arrival, and the word already emphasizes this prior completion. It helps to paint a clear picture of the timeline, showing that the family had finished their meal before the speaker even got there. The train had just left when I got to the station. The adverb just is used to indicate that the action happened very recently before another action. It adds a sense of immediacy and recentness to the event, highlighting how close in time the two actions occurred. Here, just indicates that the train's departure occurred very recently before the speaker's arrival. This adverb helps to convey the narrow window of time between the two actions, emphasizing the speaker's near miss with the train. Yet, she hadn't finished her work yet when he called. The adverb yet is used to indicate that something has not happened up to a certain point in time. It suggests that the action is expected to happen in the future, but it hasn't occurred by the time of the other action. In this sentence, yet implies that the action of finishing work was not completed at the time he called. It sets up an expectation that the work will be finished eventually, but it wasn't done when the call happened. It suggests an expectation that the work would be finished at some point. This adverb helps to create a sense of anticipation and incompleteness, indicating that the action is still pending. These adverbs, when used with the past perfect, add a layer of detail and precision to your descriptions of past events. They help to clarify the timing and sequence of actions, making your sentences more informative and engaging. By mastering the use of already, just, and yet with the past perfect tense, you can enhance your storytelling and communication skills, making your language more vivid and precise. Section 7, negative sentences and questions with the past perfect. Forming negative sentences and questions in the past perfect follows a straightforward structure. Negative sentences. To make a past perfect sentence negative, simply add not after had, subject plus had, plus not, plus past participle, plus rest of the sentence. For example, they had not eaten dinner yet. She had not seen the movie before. Questions. To form a question, invert the subject and had plus subject, plus past participle, plus rest of the sentence. For example, had you finished your homework? Had she left the party early? Remember to use the auxiliary verb had in both negative sentences and questions. Section 8. Common mistakes to avoid. Even though the past perfect tense seems simple, there are common mistakes to watch out for. Overusing the past perfect. Not every past action needs the past perfect. Use it only when it's necessary to clarify the order of events. Confusing the past perfect with the simple past. Remember, the past perfect is for an action completed before another past action. The simple past is for a single action in the past. By being mindful of these pitfalls, you can ensure that you're using the past perfect tense correctly and effectively in your writing and speaking. Section 9. Practice makes perfect. Like any grammar rule, mastering the past perfect takes practice. Try writing your sentences using the past perfect. You can also find exercises online or in grammar books. As you practice, you'll gain confidence and fluency in using this tense. Soon, you'll be able to tell stories and express past events with clarity and precision.